Namaste, angels. Oh, my flame just went out on the candle I have on this side. They were both burning with like no wax or wick in them. Um, Looks like that one just went out as I started the video. Anyway, I'm gonna get right into it. Begin with the year 3114 BC. So 3,114 years before Jesus is the date that this occurred, supposedly, or recorded. The Maya and Mesoamerican long count calendar starts dating from this date, and as it corresponds to the Julian calendar, it says this happened that year, this day, September 6th, 1522, which is a 6 and an 1111, equivalent to 613 or 19. Ferdinand Magellan's Spanish expedition aboard the Victoria returns to Spain without their captain. It's the first time to circumnavigate the earth. 1620. Seen a couple of nines already too. That 3114 BC was a 9, and now the 1620, another 9. The Mayflower departs Plymouth, England with 102 pilgrims and about 30 crew for the New World. 1901 or 11. U.S. President William McKinley is shot by Leon Logzes. I'm not sure that's not how you pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. It's CZ like Czar. So like Zal, that's why I was trying to get that out. CZOLGOSZ. I'm not sure how that would be pronounced. But they're calling him an antichrist here and an anarchist, both. And he supposedly shot William McKinley while visiting the Pan American Exposition in New York. 1909, word is received that the American explorer Robert Peary had discovered the North Pole 5 months earlier. 1914, World War I. It's the first battle of the Marne begins. French and British forces prevent German advance on Paris, and they were able to hold them off apparently until the 12th of September. 1916, the first true supermarket, the Piggly Wiggly, is opened by Clarence Saunders in Memphis, Tennessee. Did you know the first aircraft to loop the loop, Adolphe Pegwood in France, happened on, or existed, or occurred, appeared, whatever, on September 6th in the year 1913. Famous birthdays: Marquis de Lafayette, Jane Addams, Joseph P. Kennedy, Roger Waters, and Jane Curtin. Would you believe King Charles II of England spends a day hiding in an oak tree during his escape after losing the Battle of Worcester? This happened on September 6th in the year 1652. 1652, also 1111. Famous weddings: 1840, another 1304, 1111. Publisher James Gordon Bennett, 45, weds Henrietta Agnes Crean in New York City, New York. 1889, explorer Fridtjof Nansen, 27, weds mezzo-soprano singer Eva Nansen, 30. 1944, another 9, actor Yul Brynner, 24, weds actress Gilmore, 25, at the Los Angeles County Courthouse. 1980, or 99, the 81st, or 9, Prime Minister of the UK, Theresa May, 23, weds investment banker Philip May at the Church of St. Mary the Virgin in Wheatley, Oxfordshire. Interesting. 99, also associated with Mary. 1917, the year that Our Lady of Fatima occurred, is a 99. The year that I was born, on the day of Our Lady of Fatima, June 13th, is also equivalent to 99. 1997, Desperate Housewives actress Felicity Huffman, 34, weds Fargo actor William H. Macy, 47, in Woody Creek, Colorado. Famous deaths: William Allen, Gertrude Lawrence, Margaret Sanger, Tom Fogarty, Akira Kurosawa, Luciano Pavarotti. Black people don't like Margaret Sanger. They said that she led like a what they call that, sterilizing black women. Anyway, Luciano Pavarotti was Italian and an operatic tenor who also crossed over into popular music, eventually becoming one of the most commercially successful tenors of all time. He made numerous recordings of complete operas and individual arias, gaining worldwide fame for the brilliance and beauty of his tone, especially into the upper register, and eventually established himself as one of the finest tenors of the 20th century. He was born on October 12th in the year 1935. 1935 is another 9. He was a Libra from Modena, Italy. He died on September 6th in the year 2007 at the age of 71. Of course, 2007, 9 as well. Akira Kurosawa is a film director and a screenwriter widely regarded as one of the most important and influential filmmakers in the history of cinema. Kurosawa's films, which include Rashomon, Drunken Angel, Seven Samurai, and Yojimbo, have influenced all of a sudden I'm tongue-tied, many Hollywood filmmakers, including Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese. He was born on March 23rd in 1910 rather, which equals 11. He was an Aries from Shinagawa, Tokyo, Japan. He died on September 6th in 1998, which is 999, at the age of 88. He had a stroke. So it looks like 9 is going to be pretty significant on this day. Tom Fogerty, American and a rocker. Now, at the beginning they have Tom Fogerty, and right now in the body they have Tom Gogarty with a G. I think it's Fogerty. Anyway, he was best known as the rhythm guitarist in the popular rock band Creedence Clearwater Revival, who made the song Proud Mary, I think. Let me see. Let's keep reading. So I was just talking about Mary, the Virgin. All right, wait a minute. Where was I? The rock band achieved wide success 1968 through 72, releasing such singles as, yes, Proud Mary, Good Golly Miss Molly, and Bad Moon Rising. Fogerty left the band. Oh, yeah, they're back to Fogerty now with an F. He left the band after disagreements with his brother John Fogerty, the band's vocalist and the major songwriter, in 1970. The band played at Woodstock Festival in 1969 and were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993. I was just looking at some pics the other day that had been found. Some guy found this old camera and had the pictures developed, and it was all pictures of Woodstock. It was really pretty cool. Anyway, this guy, Tom Fogerty, Thomas, means twin, by the way, was born on November 9th. He has another 9. 11-9, which equals 11, but it was another 9. In the year 1941, he was a Scorpio from Berkeley, California, USA. He died on September 6th in the year 1990 at the age of 48 of tuberculosis. That sucks. That people were dying like in the 90s of something like tuberculosis. Margaret Sanger was American and a nurse. She popularized the term birth control, opened the first birth control clinic in the U.S., and founded American Birth Control League, which is now Planned Parenthood Federation of America. This is why a lot of black people don't like Planned Parenthood. I am not personally anti-Planned Parenthood, but of course I understand why others are, because again, like I said, she is said to have experimented on black women and like sterilized them and stuff. I guess in starting her work, who knows. She was born on September 14th in 1879 and was a Virgo from Corning, New York, USA. She died on September 6th in the year 1966 at the age of 86 of congestive heart failure. Planned Parenthood today does a lot of good work. They provide free cancer treatment for women too, like quote unquote women's cancers, ovarian, cervical. People that can't afford it, they do sliding scale, they do even free. So I can't knock them completely, although like most charities, a lot of the money doesn't even go to the people, it goes to the staff. All right, moving on to Gertrude Lawrence. She was English and an actress and a musical performer. A singer, dancer, and musical comedy performer, as well as an actress, Lawrence was known for her stage appearance in the West End of London and on Broadway in New York. She was born on July 4th, 11, in the year 1898 and was a Cancer from London, England, United Kingdom. She died on September 6th in the year 1952 at the age of 54, number 9, of liver and abdominal cancer. And lastly, for the deaths, William Allen was American and the mayor of Philadelphia, the Chief Justice of the province of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and mayor of Philadelphia during the colonial period. He was a loyalist who disapproved of independence and believed that the colonies should seek to redress their grievances with British Parliament through constitutional means. He was born on August 5th in 1704 and was a Leo. I don't know why he was here then, because the people that were here were supposed to be those who had been ejected for their practices and, disbelief in Britain's constitution, who wanted to be able to follow their own religions, etc. Anyway, he was born on August 5th in 1704 and was a Leo from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. He died on September 6th in 1780, which is 88, at the age of 76, which is 1304, 1111. He was the last of the deaths. I'm going back up to the birthdays. Jane Curtin. Did I even mention the birthdays before? I feel like I must have skipped them because I don't remember saying Jane Curtin. Anyway, she's American and an actress. She's famous for Kate and Ally and Third Rock from the Sun. How dare they not mention that Jane Curtin is from Saturday Night Live during one of the periods when it was actually funny. That's really rude and disrespectful. Anyway, she was born on September 6th in 1947 and is 70 years old, a Virgo from Cambridge, Massachusetts, USA. She's from that group, Jane Curtin, Gilda Radner. Gilda Radner was the woman who was married to Willy Wonka. Oh goodness. I don't know why I'm having a mental block. But this whole group, John Belushi, we lost a long time ago. Anyway, they were all on Saturday Night Live at the same time together, and it was actually funny then. Except when it first started, when Paul Mooney was writing for them. Anyway, Roger Waters, full name George Roger Waters, was English, or is English rather, didn't mean to kill off George Roger Waters. A rock bassist and vocalist, the lead vocalist actually, songwriter and bassist for the British rock band Pink Floyd. He was born on September 6th in 1943 and is 74 years old, a Virgo from Cambridge, England. Joseph P. Kennedy, American and the patriarch of the Kennedy family, best known as the father of the three political leaders, President John F. Kennedy, U.S. Representative Ted Kennedy, and Senator Robert Kennedy. He served as the United States ambassador to the United Kingdom from 1938 until 1940. He was born on September 6th in 1888 and was a Virgo from Boston, Massachusetts, USA. He died on November 18th, which is 11/9 or 11, in the year 1969 at the age of 81, which is also 9, of complications from a stroke. Jane Addams was American and a social worker and Nobel laureate, leader in women's suffrage and world peace, and one of the most prominent reformers of the progressive era. She helped to turn the U.S. to issues of concern to mothers, such as the needs of children, public health, and world peace. In 1931, she became the first American woman to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and is recognized as the founder of social work, the profession, social work, in the United States at least. She was born on September 6th in 1860, and which is 9696 actually, September 6th, 1860. A Virgo from Cedarville, Illinois, USA. She died on May 21st in 1935, which also equals 9 at the age of 74, 11. And lastly, well, I did go over the birthdays because I remember saying Marquis or Marquise. Nowadays it's Marquise. I know a few Marquises actually. But this is Marquis de Lafayette. His full name was Marie, like Mary, Joseph, Paul, Yves, Roche, Gilbert du Motier. He was French, a French general, and an aristocrat. A key figure in the American Revolutionary War, the French Revolution, and the July Revolution, Lafayette is often referred to as a hero of two worlds for his crucial roles in American and French history. He was a close friend of George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and Thomas Jefferson. Thomas means twin. He played a key military role at the siege of Yorktown, which ended the American War of Independence. In France, he helped to write the Declaration of Rights of Man and of the Citizen. After a period of arrest following the Revolution, Napoleon secured his release. He visited the United States in 1824. It's another 9-6. Just went over those 9-6s with that woman's date of birth. He visited all 24 states, it says. So at that time, we only had 24 states rather than the 50 and plus 2 territories that we have now. In 1830, he declined an offer to become the French dictator and instead supported, then turned against Louis Philippe I in the July Revolution. He was born on September 6th. Oh, okay, that's where this 9-6 came from. 1824 is another 9-6. Today is not the day for which I'm doing this reading is 9-6. I get it. I'm back. The year was 1757 when he was born. He was a Virgo from Savagnac, France. He died on May 20th in the year 1834 at the age of 76. Another 13 or 4, 11, 11. And he was the last of the birthdays. Beginning with Weekend Away. Spend money and forget it. Spirit says stay in bed. It's the second time this week. It's 50-50. That could be attached to stay in bed. Who knows? Because I don't know. I just felt earlier in the week that it wasn't in bed alone. And also party. That could be involved too. Who knows? Depends what one is into. Anyway. Moving on to the cards, I'm beginning with the 9 of Earth. So we've been seeing a lot of this too. The need to spend some time with self, a better sense of self. Talked about how the different retrogrades and transits that the celestial system was going through was going to push us to do this in the general readings over the past couple of weeks. So this is not surprising either. And we saw this, I think, in this week's general. And earlier this week in the dailies too. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. This can also be about somebody being single. Maybe perhaps they're newly single, but they're all right. You know what I mean? Single doesn't mean like destitute, desperate, life is over. It's a time to spend time with you, getting to know you, like you, love you, enjoy being with you, and things are getting better, right? It's not going backwards, it's not getting worse, it's getting better. This is an improvement. You needed to walk away from a toxic situation. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation, maybe even taking a trip, somebody maybe, going on. I did start with Weekend Away with the dice as well. That could be connected to this. If it's not actual movement or trip, travel, this is metaphoric movement, and just again, like your situation improving, things getting better, looking up, calmer, stiller waters ahead. Six of Air and Major Arcana card, Justice with Archangel Raguel. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. And this could be somebody's ship coming in, somebody getting their just due. Finally, it's your turn. It's your turn for, to be done right. Justice represents the sign of Libra and the planet Venus in the tarot. Can be another air sign as well. May be attached to actual legal issues. And opening to Major Arcana card, Awakening. It's the next one. This is 11. Oh, this is 8 in this deck. In some decks, Strength is 8 and Justice is 11. And then in some, they change places. But this has an 11 on it, but it's number 8. And this is the next one, 12, Awakening, which is the Hangman in traditional tarot, which represents the planet Neptune in the sign of Pisces, at least for me. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself in the meantime. So that 9 of Earth can come in handy because you can really think about what it is you want and where you are and where you want to go, and be honest with yourself about that in any sort of still moment, right? Still moment, like a pause, an air of suspension, as they say, limbo. And then when time picks up again, you know what you want, and you'll be ready to put it out there, or to go for it, you know. Actually, one of the Marquises that I know is a Libra with a Pisces moon and rising. Just thought about that because we had that on Marquise de Lafayette today. All right. Justice and the Three of Air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Some sort of party of three could possibly be coming to an end. This can also be representative of past hurt, because I see behind this Major Arcana card Balance or Temperance in the traditional tarot, which represents the sign of Sagittarius according to practitioners of the tarot. But for me, also the sign of Aquarius. There's always a water bearer on the card, or most often there is a water bearer on the card. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. So this is healing, maybe to get beyond whatever hurt there was. Also, if there's a divorcing of something or someone, you can still mourn that while moving on, you know. You can mourn the loss of a relationship or a situation, a circumstance or something, the end of a job, whatever, and still get your justice and move on and be happy that you did. Justice. And to speak of strength, here it is, Major Arcana card 11, as I was saying. Strength represents the sign of Leo in the tarot. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Overall energy for the day is the Queen of Water. Tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So about nurturing, this could also be connected to the energy of the Nine of Earth. The Queen of Water is the Scorpio, Pisces, like we just saw with the Hangman, or Cancer, or someone likened to these traits or attributes. I'm having trouble. I just feel like I have too many cards in my hand. Having trouble picking them up. Crowning the masculine, very nice. It's the Ace of Water, falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship. Spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. So this could, for example, could be connected to the energy of the Hangman and the Nine of Earth, and a man or masculine energy really deciding what it is they want, and then maybe deciding, I want my old relationship back, I want my woman back, I want my man back, or whatever, and then going after that. That can be what this is. Can also be any other kind of divine new start, a blessing that is going to be emotionally fulfilling for the masculine and bring him joy. Wow, maybe it's a new place to live, or a new commitment, a new relationship. Again, something, whatever it is that's going to bring him joy. Love is a house, so it doesn't have to be an actual house, but it absolutely can be with the Four of Fire, which is another 1111, a number that came up many times in the history portion of this reading today. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. This can also even be about marriage. In the masculine subconscious is the Page of Air, logical, honest, impulsive, and curious, challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. The Page of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, so someone likened to those traits or attributes. The Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius can be, who is on the masculine's mind, or this may be his own energy or zodiac, direct air sign. moving toward these things. These could be plans for the future, right? Because the energy of the Page of Air can be about delays and things that are going to happen later. He could be planning in the future, maybe getting married. Just something else that's going to make him happy. Moving. We saw the Six of Air early on. That can be about moving, whether physical or metaphoric. Speaking of moving and travel and divine blessings and victory and awesomeness, great things happening around us. It is Major Arcana card number 7, the Chariot with Archangel Metatron. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Major Arcana card, the Chariot, represents the sign of Cancer or other water sign. It's about you taking life by the reins, right? You're, in the driver's seat, as they say, of your own life. You are victorious. Could be connected to that justice. Again, a win for you. Finally, your day in court. Whether metaphoric or literal. Your chance to shine. Your number's up. So finally, it's your turn to get the blessing. The wheel of fortune has turned in your favor. All those old, cliches is what this represents. It's another 7 though. This 7 I'm not a fan of. I like this 7. Not really a fan of this 7 because if it's about you, yourself, it's, lack of confidence, low self-esteem. So you're at risk of stealing your own joy, or you're in the process of stealing your own joy because you're taking an opportunity away from yourself, or opportunity in general. You're taking chances away from yourself. You're taking life away from yourself while you instead hide and withdraw. If it's from somebody else, it can be somebody, actually physically taking, somebody may attempt to break into your car, steal your car. With the 7 of Air underneath the Chariot. On a more positive note, can be something traveling back to you, a win, like something that you did lose before, that was stolen or taken from you before, coming back with the Chariot sitting atop the 7 of Air. Feminine subconscious, it is Major Arcana card, Strength. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, instead exercise some forgiveness and compassion. In either case, I think, if there's somebody else involved, or somebody who has made us to feel this lack of confidence in ourselves or whatever, we're guided to draw on the support available to us from the universe and extend that person and ourselves some forgiveness and move on and accept our victory instead. Open our eyes to what's going on around us and realize, we're in charge of this. We're our own leader. We're in control of our own destiny. That's what this is saying. Crowning. Major Arcana card, the Dreamer with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. The Dreamer represents the planet Mercury for me, at least in this deck. It's the Fool from the traditional tarot, all about a brand new path that you're walking. It's a fresh new start for real. And the planet Mercury is the ruler of both Gemini and Virgo. At the root, it is the Knight of Air, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. The Knight of Air is also a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and usually has a decision to make or is awaiting a decision in order to take off and move on something. At the heart of the matter, the Page of Water. Intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Heightened psychic abilities. The Page of Water is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or someone likened to these traits or attributes. If it is a Cancer or a Scorpio, perhaps it is a younger one, being the Page, or a really youthful one. Uncharacteristically, for those zodiacs, actually, youthful. Because those are pretty mature signs and can be uptight and all that. This is an offer of love, like an email, that makes you smile. you know, a greeting, a phone call, some sort of message, emotional message, and usually emotional in a positive sense, especially crossing the Ace of Water and sitting next to the Four of Fire. For the feminine, she may be, it's like, what do I do? How do I respond to this offer? Do I take it? Do I take a leap of faith? Do I trust this again? Can I consider myself a winner and then I'm in charge? Am I in control of my faculties? Am I enough to realize that I'm in control of my life or not? Let's get some further clarity on the Seven of Air also. Four of Water. So again, it's about missing an opportunity potentially. The decision is yours to make as to whether or not you're going to take this leap of faith. Missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibility. I think I just used those words. Open your eyes, you know, and realize that you're in control with regard to the Chariot. There's an 11 too, by the way, sitting here on top this other 11. 7 plus 4. Let's also Chariot or the Page of Water, because I'm thinking the Page of Water to see what kind of offer it may be, or what regard the offer may be. Yeah. Aw, somebody wants to offer you like the sun, maybe some information, especially crossing the Page of Air. Some information that is going to really illuminate you. We could have some air signs too that are awaiting some sort of medical word, and that too will be fine. We may have some that need some sort of radiation or chemo or something. That too works out. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. But if you don't have confidence in yourself, like this is indicating, this happens. If you do, this happens. And it's connected to the energy of the Page of Water, the Page of Cups, which is something else that wants to make you feel good. So it's a good opportunity and you shouldn't blow it. Now I'll look at the Chariot. Aww. It's another 11 or a 2, which can be about partnership, relationships, maybe romantic, especially mirroring the Ace of Water, which is another 11, and is about falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship. This can absolutely be about the resurgence of a relationship. Maybe that's what the offer that was made was with regard to. Do you want to get back together into some sort of commitment? Renewal or judgment in the traditional tarot is about, well, if it's about general energies, then it's just about being overly judgmental about yourself, maybe coming down on yourself, not realizing again your personal power and that you're in charge and command in the driver's seat. As it relates to abundance, which can be love, finances, money, you know, any and all forms of abundance. It is about abundance that is coming your way, and it's coming your way because you earned it. No one's doing you a favor. No one's giving you a gift. No one's, you know, loaning you anything. You earned it. It can be connected to ascension, any type of elevation, promotion, or raise. And if the universe gives you, you know, if they say, oh, God gave me a promotion, that shows up here, down here too, in your life, right? As above, so below. So that's super positive. But as it relates to two, you know, beings on the 3D plane, whatever kind of relationship it is, doesn't have to be romantic, but again, it absolutely can be opposite and mirroring the Ace of Water. So 2 11s, 11, 11, atop this 7, which is about what do you call it? Victory, and or atop this 4 of Fire, which is about joy also, and peace and happiness. This is about coming to a crossroad and deciding where we go from here, if anywhere. That's, you know, easily what the decision is. We're going to go forward and walk a new path. We're going to try something different. Try again in a different way, or not. That's what judgment is. So, waiting for somebody's decision. And again, it can also be you're awaiting a legal decision. But again, with the Sun and the Fool and the Chariot and the 4 of Fire and the Strength card, The Ace of Water, I think it's safe to say you're successful. Further advice to the masculine, boom. I talked about the wheel turning in your favor too, right? I used to watch this show, this cartoon when I was little. It was a British cartoon called Simon. And the little boy would sing a song, the theme song, you know my name is Simon, the things I draw come true. And I was always connected to it and loved it because I would be like, the things I say come true. It's still going on. It's still happening. Anyway, the wheel, major arcana card. The wheel is the wheel of fortune in the tarot. It represents the planet Jupiter, which is paying you back for your karma. Like I said, you earned it. From good karma is when Jupiter shows up in our lives with the energy of the wheel upright to give us stuff. Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius, also connected to the energy of Scorpio. So our overall energy here, the Queen of Water, Scorpio. When I picked this up, upright also behind it is the Queen of Fire, Leo, also connected to Jupiter. Aquarius. And Taurus, which I don't see on the table today. So maybe not that one in this instance. Although Uranus, Aquarius's ruler, is located in Taurus and retrograde there too, by the way. So maybe that's how we bring Taurus in. In any case, this is a good thing, masculine. Things going in your favor, abundance coming your way. Again, your number is up. You win. Hashtag winning. Feminine. There's the Taurus. I told you the things I say come true. Oh, goodness. Major Arcana card 3, the Empress, represents the planet Venus, ruler of Taurus, Libra, which we saw earlier and have been talking about with the Justice, and Gemini. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. This is about new fertile energy. Again, a brand new start. We're going to do something a new way. A new relationship or a renewed relationship. Something new that brings you happiness. A new opportunity to travel, to move, to a new home. Right? All of these are possibilities. Also, this is about nurturing yourself. You can see here holding a baby. So it's like, you know, how a mother would nurture a child. This can also be connected to the energy of your own mother and something going on with them, you know, or your child. Maybe that's who had a medical issue with the sun sitting atop the page of water, or that's who's unfortunately going through some sort of radiation, an x-ray or something. But again, everything works well. Somebody could be getting a sonogram and finding out that they're pregnant. And that's brand new and a new path he never walked on before too. It may bring the masculine a lot of joy and abundance, you know, a feeling of abundance coming his way. Could definitely easily be represented by the Ace of Water. Baby. This is also about, again, tending to yourself. So we're kind of ending where we began. We began with the 9 of Earth. And nurturing oneself, and maybe the need to, again, like we talked about the day before, massages and haircuts and, you know, get your fade lined up and all that kind of stuff. I like acupuncture, yoga, meditation, sleep, get in the damn bed, you know, whatever makes you feel good and is nurturing to you. Eat, cook. Some people like that kind of thing. Just tend to you. Make sure you include yourself in the good that you do for other people. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this daily reading. I'll be back with Friday through the weekend. Namaste.